Have you ever noticed our culture's strange obsession with the performance of change? We're conditioned to believe that for a transformation to be real, it needs an audience. You decide to get healthy, and the first step is a social media post announcing your new diet. You embark on a spiritual journey, and suddenly your feed is filled with staged photos of you meditating at sunrise. We broadcast our intentions, declare our new selves, and collect likes as if they were prerequisites for genuine evolution. But what if this entire model is backward? What if the most profound, irreversible changes in your life are the ones that happen in absolute silence, with no witnesses at all? This compulsion to announce, to broadcast, is often a distress signal from the old identity. It's the ego's last stand, attempting to use the familiar tools of external validation to manage a process that is purely internal. It's a sign that you haven't truly let go. You're still looking outside for permission to become what you've decided to be. The truth is, authentic change doesn't require a press release. It requires coherence. It's a quiet, invisible alignment of your internal world that happens long before the external world gets the memo. The universe isn't waiting for your announcement. It's waiting for your new signal, your new frequency. And that signal is generated not in public declarations, but in the sacred silence of your own being. The solution, then, is to stop performing your transformation and start embodying it. It's a shift from seeking external applause to cultivating internal alignment. Think of yourself as a powerful broadcasting tower. Every moment you are emitting a frequency based on the sum total of your thoughts, your feelings, and your subconscious beliefs. The quantum field, the universal intelligence that orchestrates reality, isn't listening to the words you say. It doesn't care about your Instagram post. It responds to only one thing: your dominant energetic signature. You can shout to the world that you are abundant, but if your internal frequency is one of lack and worry, the universe only receives the signal of lack. Reality is a mirror, and it can only reflect the truth of who you are being, not who you are pretending to be. This is not philosophy. It's physics. In quantum mechanics, reality exists as a sea of infinite potentials until an observer focuses their attention. Your focused, coherent energy is the act of observation that collapses a wave of potential into the particle of your experience. But this collapse isn't a loud, dramatic event. It's a subtle, silent, instantaneous shift. The work is not to convince others of your new reality. The work is to become so internally coherent with that new reality, so aligned in your mind, body, and spirit, that you collapse the wave function yourself. You don't need the world to believe you've changed. You only need to change your signal. Once your signal is clear and unwavering, reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around that new broadcast. The real engine of transformation is a change in your core identity. Lasting change never comes from forcing new actions while clinging to an old self. That's like trying to run new software on old, incompatible hardware. It will inevitably crash. This is why diets fail and New Year's resolutions are forgotten by February. You're trying to change what you do without first changing who you are. The subconscious mind, which neuroscience tells us governs at least 95% of our lives, is a program. It runs on the emotional memories and beliefs of your past identity. Your conscious mind, the 5%, can decide to be a new person. But if the 95% subconscious program is still running the old identity of being unhealthy, or unworthy, or unlucky, you are in a state of civil war. The desire to prove your transformation to others is the most reliable sign that this internal war is still raging. It's evidence that the identity shift is incomplete. Why? Because a person who is truly healthy doesn't need to convince anyone they are healthy. They simply are. A person who is genuinely abundant doesn't need to flash their wealth. They embody an energy of security and flow. When the shift in identity is complete and total, your new state of being feels so natural, so normal, that the idea of needing to announce it seems absurd. Your behavior then flows effortlessly and automatically from this new identity. You don't have to force yourself to go to the gym. You go because you are a healthy person, and that's what healthy people do. The work, therefore, is not external. It is the deep, silent, internal work of reprogramming that 95%. The principles of quantum physics provide the most elegant model for this silent shift. Before you observe it, a particle like an electron doesn't exist in one specific place. It exists in a state of superposition, a cloud of infinite possibilities. It is everywhere and nowhere at once. It is pure potential. Only when an observer, a consciousness, interacts with it, does this wave of potential collapse into a single, definite reality. Your life is no different. Your future exists as a superposition of infinite potentials. There's a potential you where you are wealthy, a potential you where you are healthy, a potential you where you are living your dream. These are not just fantasies. They are real energetic potentials waiting in the quantum field. So how do you collapse the potential you desire into your tangible reality? Not by shouting at the field. You do it with the silent, focused power of your being. You must first make a non-negotiable internal decision. This isn't a wish or a hope. It is a quiet declaration of identity. You decide, I am that now. You then begin to align your entire being with that decision. The most effective way to do this is not by adding more things, more affirmations, more vision boards, more rituals. The most powerful practice is often subtraction. You must silently begin to remove everything that is not in resonance with your new identity. You subtract the thoughts of doubt. You subtract the feelings of fear. You subtract the conversations of complaint. You are clearing your signal of static, so the pure frequency of your new identity can broadcast out into the field, clear and strong. This is what ancient spiritual traditions meant by emptying the cup. Only an empty cup can be filled with something new. The master key to this entire process, the mechanism that turns this from a nice idea into a repeatable science, is coherence. Coherence is the state where your thoughts, emotions, and physical body are all in perfect alignment, sending one single, powerful, unified signal. It's when your brain is thinking the thought of your new reality, and your heart is feeling the emotion of that reality as if it has already happened. When your heart and brain are synchronized like this, you generate a measurable, powerful electromagnetic field that extends far beyond your body. This field is the language the quantum realm understands. It is a coherent signal that carries the energetic information of your new reality. Most people fail to create lasting change because they are living in a state of incoherence. They might spend 5 minutes meditating on abundance, generating a coherent signal of wealth. But then they spend the next 10 hours worrying about bills, complaining about their job, and feeling the stress of lack. They are broadcasting a chaotic, contradictory signal. They are sending an order for abundance, and then immediately canceling it with an order for scarcity. The quantum field cannot respond to this noise. It is like trying to tune a radio to a station that is constantly changing its frequency. The field responds exclusively to a sustained, coherent frequency. This is where the research from institutions like the HeartMath Institute becomes so crucial. They have shown that the heart's magnetic field is up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. The elevated emotions of the heart, like gratitude, joy, and compassion, create a highly coherent signal that literally entrains the brain to match it. This state of heart-brain coherence is the creative state. It is the state where you are no longer a victim of your reality, but its master conductor. Your job is not to figure out the how or the when. Your job is to generate and sustain the feeling of your wish fulfilled. To become so coherent in the energy of your new identity that you begin to attract experiences that resonate with that frequency. This is the law of resonance in action. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are being. So how do you practice this in your daily life? The most powerful and accessible tool you have for creating coherence is utterly silent and completely private. It is your breath. Conscious breathing is the remote control for your autonomic nervous system. When you are stressed, worried, or living in survival mode, you breathe shallowly and rapidly. This sends a signal to your brain that there is a threat, activating your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. In this state, All your energy and attention is focused on the external environment, on predicting the worst-case scenario. It is impossible to create a new reality from this state because you are energetically tethered to your current one. When you deliberately slow down your breathing, taking long, deep breaths, you send a new signal. You're telling your body it is safe. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and create response. Your analytical mind quiets down, your body relaxes, your focus moves from the outer world to the inner world. This is the gateway to the subconscious, the operating system where true change happens. Let's do this right now, together. Wherever you are, I want you to stop and close your eyes, just for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Do it again. Breathe in deep, and as you do, try to feel the emotion of gratitude. Feel it in your heart. And as you breathe out, let go of the person you were a moment ago. Let go of the worry, the doubt. Just for this minute, you are only this breath. Feel that shift? That subtle change in your internal state? That is the work. That quiet 60-second ritual is more powerful for changing your reality than 1,000 loud declarations. The greatest challenge you will face is not in generating this new state, but in sustaining it. After you have your moment of silent coherence, you will open your eyes, and the 3D world will still look the same. Your bank account will show the same number. The challenges you faced will still be there. This is the critical test. This is where most people falter. They look for external evidence, and when they don't see it immediately, they conclude that it didn't work. They drop the new feeling, abandon the new identity, and revert back to the familiar frequency of their old reality. They don't understand that there is a divine lag time between the cause in the invisible energetic realm and the effect in the visible material realm. This is where the science of epigenetics offers profound wisdom. Pioneering biologists like Dr. Bruce Lipton have proven that it is not our genes that control our destiny, but our perception of the environment that signals our genes. Your cells are constantly listening to the emotional signals you send them. When you are sustaining a state of fear and stress, you are signaling your genes to prepare for danger, leading to illness and breakdown. When you can sustain a state of gratitude, joy, and wholeness, even when your external reality doesn't yet reflect it, you are sending new signals to your genes. You are literally instructing your cells to rebuild your body in a new image. You are becoming, on a biological level, the new person you have decided to be. This aligns perfectly with ancient spiritual teachings. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is the act of holding to your inner vision with more conviction than you give to your outer reality. Your job is to be so in love with your future that you are no longer living in the energy of your past. Trust the unseen process, maintain the new frequency, and let the universe orchestrate the symphony of events that must occur to bring it into form. Your power, then, is not in the noise you make, it is in the silence you command. True transformation is a deeply personal, sacred, and invisible process of becoming. It is a quiet contract you make with yourself and with the quantum field. It is forged not on a stage for others to see, but in the private laboratory of your own heart and mind. So, stop performing. Stop explaining. Stop seeking validation for a change that no one else needs to approve. The world does not need to hear your plans. In time, it will witness your evolution. Your only task is to retreat from the noise and do the real work. The work of shifting your identity. The work of cultivating coherence. The work of broadcasting a new, stable, unwavering signal of the reality you choose. Think of the most powerful processes in the universe. The collapse of a quantum wave from potential to reality. The silent, unstoppable growth of a tree from a single seed. The gravitational pull that holds galaxies together. They are all silent. They are all invisible forces that produce undeniable effects. Your personal evolution is no different. It is a quiet unfolding, a silent becoming. Your final instruction is this. Tonight, do not make a list. Do not post a quote. Do not tell a single person. Instead, Find a quiet space, close your eyes, take a breath, and with all the power in your being, silently and finally decide who you are now. Feel that reality. Embody that state. Wear it like a garment. The creative process is finished in that moment. Your new world is born. Now, all you have to do is walk into it.